With stories of Cristiano Ronaldo wanting out of Manchester United still in January, obviously Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to look for what we call a mystery signing, and that signing is coming in from the Championship, and most of you might get shocked, but I believe you're going to come here and break it down as it's supposed to be broke down in here onto the United Matters channel. We are talking about Pelestri, we are talking about Marcus Rashford, and we're talking about Erik ten Hag and how he has gone ahead to hold what we call a meeting with a dozen, all 2 dozens of Manchester United fans all over the world at Carrington, and he has been talking to them because he needs to see to it that these fans go ahead and build the cohesion in between them and Manchester United, the club, as every club is supposed to be ran. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So today is really a very good day, and I first put up a preview of United versus Aston Villa Carabao Cup that is going to happen tomorrow at Old Trafford. United is really welcoming back very many players, and we hope to see if the manager goes ahead and really gives them a chance to go on and really prove to themselves they can go ahead and really do the needful into this game of football. So smash the like button, guys. Rock and David is my name, and obviously keep on really showing us the love as we keep really going on to do the needful and really show us what this is all about, because football is all about fun, and obviously fun can't be there without people like us who come out and really bring you the news, because we keep you in the know, and that's why we really love you, and that's why we call for you to subscribe, because the more you subscribe, the more you're really going to keep yourself in the know of what is really going to happen on your club in the next future. So today I start off with a story of a mystery signing that Ten Hag wants to go on and really sign at Manchester United. But what has really led us to that story is this one in there for you. Cristiano Ronaldo, plate goal coming and letting us know that Manchester United expect Cristiano Ronaldo will leave the club in January transfer window. The club have already begun searching for his successor to strengthen Erik ten Hag's squad and ensure tranquility. So, for Ronaldo, I believe we know that they fell out with Erik ten Hag. That's not something to go out there and really doubt about or really shy about. It's confirmed that Ronaldo and ten Hag are not at par. Now, United are really looking at centre forwards, but as you know, the problem they're having is that they don't have money that can go ahead and really go in for elite strikers, and secondly, their position of not being into the UEFA Champions League really calls for them to go in for signings that are really not at that level. So when you combine all those factors, they go on and really tell Erik ten Hag, please, Ronaldo is leaving, you want 2 more strikers, but we can't go ahead and really bring you the strikers that you want. Are there strikers that you think can come in and get the job done, or you can groom and really sign for the future, that if at all they are created chances, they can put that ball at the back of the net? Obviously, Ten Hag had to go on and say, all right, I have some players that I'm really looking at. That's why you've seen us being linked to very many strikers that are really cheap, and us being linked to Vlahovic and Joao Felix has been really rubbished by Portugal, that United is not in for them. As I told you that Erik ten Hag would be loving to be having such players at his club, but the club can't stretch their purse strings anymore in the January transfer window to an extent that if they are to spend a lot, they can only spend close to 30 million pounds, and that 30 million pounds will depend on who is leaving the club. You get on who is leaving and who is staying. But still Aaron Bissaka, Brandon Williams, Facundo Pelestri, you sell the Transevers of this world, the Phil Jones, and you let them go. Obviously, you can really gather around 40 million pounds. So if at all we can make those sales early enough, we can go in for the Vlahovic. But you know, United, when it comes to selling players, they don't sell. Those that we don't need are sold, and those that we need are sold, and those we don't need keep at the club because they are at longer contracts and they earn a lot of money. So, after going through that, we've been told by Football League that Manchester United have sent scouts to watch Blackburn Rovers striker Ben Brereton Diaz, although West Ham are currently leading the rest to sign him. So, this guy plays for Blackburn. He has scored, 10 goals in 20 appearances in the Championship this season, and obviously has gone ahead to be one of those. I've looked at his highlights and some of his games, and I'm going to start monitoring him even after the World Cup really is ending. Maybe over the weekend I'll be gifted to catch a game of Blackburn versus the team they are going to play in the championship and really give this guy a very good watch. But on looking at him, I believe he is one of those players that Ten Hag would love to come at Manchester United because of his set of skills. He has his first touch is great. Taking off players, the hold up play is really elite for him, and he is really a tall. He's really a tall striker, and obviously will go on and really give you the best that you deserve in the aerial presence. Because when you look at Manchester United, we lack that aerial presence. That's it. Because there are teams that you want to go on and really kill off, but you can't go ahead and kill them off immediately because of their aerial, because of our aerial prowess being bad. But the guy is 1.8 meters tall and 80 kilograms, and he's 23 years of age, and obviously he was born in United Kingdom. Now, why do I believe that? If Erik ten Hag approves this deal, it will be easy for United to make. One, he's an English player, and he might be one of those signings that United will go in and really say, all right, let's make it because it's cheap, because I don't believe it'll go more than 10 or 13 million pounds. Reason being, they'll put in clauses that will really get that deal amount close to 30 million pounds, and Blackburn would like to associate itself with Manchester United because United has good players, especially coming from the academy, that can be loaned to Blackburn Rovers. Like they can say, we are giving you this guy, then get us Charlie McNeil to come up and lead the line into the championship. So as things stand, that's one of the positives points that I see that can really make this deal happen, because an English player at Manchester United is really important to the board. They can spend out of their reach for an English player. If they went in to bring in Casemiro at 70 and Anthony at 85, just know they can go on and really bring in a player who is really worth a lot of money than we expect, if at all he's English. Secondly, this guy is talented. His finishing is elite. I believe you bring him at Manchester United, take the pressure off him, give him the chances. He's very good. His link-up play. You see, I've seen him play, but he looks like Anton Martial. He drops deep, and he involves other players into play, and he's a typical number 9. He's strong. He's fast. He shoots from anywhere. He has both feet working. This is the guy. He's really important for this United side. And to me, people will say that, why should United go in and really sign in a championship player? Guys, look at Liverpool. They signed Carvalho from Fulham, and I thought that maybe they were going to loan him. But guess what? Carvalho, if it were not the injuries that has been getting, he had showed us that he was going to start most of the games at Liverpool. And Jurgen Klopp had trusted him. That is one. Look at is it Buendia? Buendia, who is playing at Aston Villa. Look at him and how he's playing right now. They signed him from the Championship. They bought him from Norwich. That's it. Then there is another player that is... There are very many other players that have come into the Championship and they're really doing great in the leagues where they are. The likes of James Maddison. They signed him from the Championship from Norwich, I think, and they brought him. You see, Ben White... Before one season before Arsenal bought him, he was playing for Leeds in the Championship. Then he returned and played for Brighton one season. Arsenal bought him for £50 million. That means if at all this man goes by names of Ben Brereton, is bought right now by West Ham at like £10-15 million, he'll just go ahead and really have one brilliant season. Then his price will be at close to £60 million. So I believe even if we don't buy him, even if we don't really stay or retain him, we can loan him to another Premier League side, and obviously goes ahead to thrive there because he's one for the future. But is he a Ronaldo replacement? Because we've been told by Pletigor that Ronaldo really wants to leave. It might be, guys, it might be a Ronaldo replacement, because I don't believe that for a striker for Manchester United, he needs to be high profile. All what we need is a striker who can come in here and really put those balls at the back of the net. If at all you remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, how he came in at Manchester United from Norway, they brought him at Manchester United, he started to score goals immediately. Look at Chicharito from Mexico. That's where they got him. Prolific. On his first game for Manchester United, he scored in the Community Shield. You remember that goal that he tried to hit with his foot, and it hit the head and it went to the back of the net. You remember that game very well. So we have brought in very many players that are coming in from other different parts of the league that are not even rated, and they've gone ahead to go on and do better. And for this guy who goes by names of Ben Diaz, I believe a lot in him because there is no difference between the Championship and the Premier League. The physicality is really high, and his work ethic is really up there. His intensity is proven. So I believe he can come and do the needful at Manchester United, because right now, you can't tell the Glazers to go on and really spend money. Unless otherwise, they are going to shock us, but they can't spend north of 50 mil. That's it. If you count a right back at Manchester United, it's going to cost us close to £15 million. And we must go in for a centre forward who won't exceed £20 million. And if you're Erik ten Hag, it's better to go in for a striker who is coming in from the Championship that is really going to come and hit the ground running, such because the physicality destabilizes very many players at all in the Premier League. So it's better you get him in. He partners up with Anton Martial. If you get him cheap, you can also go in and get in another one at a cheap price, and then you put them at the club and you groom them. So next in the summer, when you when you bring in a prolific striker like at £50 million or 60, then you can loan one of those to what we call the other club, because even Ronaldo's presence is not helping us. Ronaldo's presence is not helping us because he has played how many games? Ronaldo has played very many games this season, and he has only 3 goals. 2 in the UEFA Europa League and 1 into the Premier League. So it shows you that even his presence is not felt. It's not helping us. So better let him go and bring in this guy who is really wanting to go on and really let us go to the levels that we need to be on in there for you. So in the other news coming in from Manchester United, England is really announcing its official World Cup squad that is going to see them name 26 players tomorrow. Now, we've been told that Gareth Southgate is really going to go ahead and really hand Marcus Rashford an England recall. I believe Marcus Rashford has really done lots of things and he deserves this recall. There is no way you're going to tell him that doesn't deserve it, because he has been on fire. He scored against West Ham, and he scored against he scored a very good header against Sheffield at Old Trafford, and he has close to 7 goals this season. And obviously, he's really going to go ahead and really be called by Gareth Southgate to go on and really play in the English national team World Cup. These are kind of players that he's really going to go ahead and really bring because he knows them. Even last time in the Nations League, where they played Italy and Germany in that double tie, they had to go on and really call Rashford, but Rashford was really injured. That's why he never really featured. But I believe Rashford is going to be one of those players that are really going to go to Qatar as the forwards. But Sancho, I believe, is not going to go. But other English players at Manchester United that Gareth Southgate is going to go ahead and really call include the following. I think Harry Maguire is going to go, and Luke Shaw is going to be taken at the World Cup. But Sancho, no chance for him going. No chance for him going, because even the previous 2 games when he had really performed very well and scored goals, Gareth Southgate was not impressed. He benched him and obviously said, I'm not going to call you. So Rashford's recall is really going to be one of those that is really going to help him go that side and really prove to the world that can go on and do the full. I'm not worried so much about Rashford because he's not going to be used a lot. That's it. Because Gareth Southgate plays with the system of 3-5-2 with Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane leading the line. You get? And when you look at the subs that he thinks of bringing in, he has the likes of Bukayo Saka, Jack Grealish. He likes them a lot. Then there is Phil Foden. So it looks like Rashford, when you have to bring on forwards, he's placed into what we call the 4th or 5th fiddle. So he's not going to be used a lot unless otherwise the likes of Harry Kane gets an injury. But I believe he's not going to be used a lot, meaning that he will come back and will start playing for us because no fatigue will be really put on his body, as the team of England is not going to really rely a lot onto him. Now, the other story that I felt like it's important for me to share with you is all about this guy who goes by Erik ten Hag, that Erik ten Hag is working to rebuild the relationship between Manchester United and the club's fans after noticing a disconnect when he took over Old Trafford in the summer. This is very important because it really keeps the club to the levels that are really world class. And these are calls that the board are really going ahead to really neglect their duties and really give them to Ten Hag. I believe this shouldn't be a role that Ten Hag should be doing. Not so. Ten Hag shouldn't be doing this role. It should have been the board, the likes of Joe Motaf, to do this, because why should Erik Ten Hag try to go on and really do things that have really gone wrong in his absentia, especially when it's not concerning coaching players? Because if you're telling me for him improving players, that's his stuff. But the fans and the club, I think it should be a relationship that is supposed to be mended by the board. And remember, the board failed to mend it. You know that very well. They put up a strike. They promised to them fan shares. They've not yet given them to them. And obviously, they met Richard Arnold in a pub. And obviously, he promised them lots of things. That money was there to spend. And we spent it later and spent it stupidly, because buying Casemiro at close to 70 million pounds, you get? And Anthony close to 85 million pounds. Those were panic buys. And because the transfer window was really coming to a close, that's why we were really overcharged. That shows you the incompetence of the board. Meaning that if we had gone ahead to sign Casemiro 2 months back and Anthony 2 months back, that would have been a saving of close to... Casemiro would have saved like 30, and would have saved like 30. That means 60 million pounds would have been available. That meant that we would go in the market and bring in Cody Gakpo at close to 40 million pounds, and 20 million pounds would have gone in and really brought in a decent right back. Meaning that right now would have been looking in for another central defender and a midfielder. Only 2 players, because Cody Gakpo would have gone ahead to go on and really get that job done of really playing as a false 9 or a centre forward, because he leads the line very, very well. So it shows you that Erik Ten Hag has really noticed this, that there is something wrong at the club, and he's going on to solve a problem that it shouldn't be solved. But because of his expertise and him knowing how a real football club should be ran, he's trying to go on and really do this and repair these torn relationship between the board and the fans. And I believe it's the board that is really telling him, because it's the board telling him to do this. Reason being, the board has promised lots of nothings to the fans, and the fans no longer trust the board, and now they're using Erik Ten Hag to go on and really buy back the love of the fans and the board together. So he's trying to bind the two, but I believe with what he's putting on the field of play, he's going to go on and really bind the two. But if at all I were Ten Hag, I would tell them that, please, I'm going to go in for this meeting, and obviously you should get me something back. It should be a barter trade. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. We are having a very bad relationship with the fans, but the fans like me and they're going to listen to me. So I'm going to go ahead and really convince them. You get? The pressure is really going to be calmed down, but will you get me the checkbook in January? If I were Ten Hag, I would go in and really ask for that, because it's more important for him to get the players he wants, so as to go on and thrive. So let's wait and see what's going to result out of this meeting, because the meeting was held and the outcomes are really going to be given to us by the likes of Samuel Lucas, because they were there, and how Erik Ten Hag really answered those questions, because today he never did a press conference of United versus Aston Villa for the Carabao Cup, because it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory for them to do it, but obviously they've gone ahead to really meet the fans of Manchester United, and Ten Hag has talked to them. Thank you guys for watching again. This is the second last video. One more video left for us to go, and I believe it's all going to be about training and the team news, who is available, who's not available for the game of Aston Villa, and very many more things concerning Jude Bellingham, because looks like Ten Hag is really one of those admirers of Jude Bellingham, and him being English, you know that connectivity the board of United really has with English players. They like them a lot, and they always go for them, and they really tell them, please, we are going to go ahead and buy them. So guys, tell me what you think about Ten Hag Mystery Ronaldo replacement coming in from the Championship. What do you think about it? Rashford getting his England recall, and obviously Erik Ten Hag meeting the fans of Manchester United. And what do you think is the result of this? Is it a good act by Ten Hag? Is it a sign that the board had really fallen out with the fans and they couldn't really mend their differences, and they've used Erik Ten Hag, who is the most loved right now, to mend their differences? All that and more into the comment section below. And don't forget to tell me what you think about a story Plate Goal put out that Ronaldo is going to leave in January. Rock and David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Smash the like button, comment and share. And guys, subscribe to this channel because we are left with 180 subscribers to hit 9,000 subscribers. And I believe we can make close to 10,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And obviously, we can make it. We can't make 10,000 before we make 9,000. So let's make 9,000 and let the things move on safely. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord. I'm returning with another story in 1 or 2 hours from now. Remember, Carabao Cups games are restarting on Chelsea versus Man City, and obviously Arsenal is going to host Brighton. Let's wait and see what's coming from those games. If at all you want to know what those games are all about, go on to Rokani Media Football, and that's where I do anything else concerning. That's where I do anything else that doesn't concern Manchester United, but this channel is strictly Manchester United. See you later, guys. I'm out. Love you.